So let's take a look at what we have on the table here. How many of you recognize stuff that you have available to you to cut this wire? So, you have this? You have this particular size? Okay. Do you have one this size? On all boats?
A lot of them.
Perfect.
Most of the outside boats, I'd say.
Okay, and what is this?
Our hacksaw.
Do you have that?
Nope.
Do you have this?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, of course, cutting torches. How many of you see a cutting torch that you have on board your vessel?
Pretty much that.
So apparently the short one.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So, do you have wire like this on board available to you?
It's just 16 gauge galvanized.
Okay.
This wire from that heavy. This one.
You don't have anything this heavy? Okay. So basically what's available to you on your vessel, and again, this is just a workshop, we're just kind of learning what's available to you, is this.
Yeah, pretty much.
So you're probably not going to even have access to these. Okay. If you did, your seizing could be done one of two ways. It could be wrapped, then both ends brought over the top, twisted, or you can do it just like you would do a whipping on a line with the loop, wrap it, stick it through the loop, pull it tight like we did here, and then twist the two parts together. These are some basic seizings. Notice we got roughly the width of the diameter. This one's just a wrapping. We want to space it far enough from the cut on either side of the cut that we don't do what? Yeah, burn it. And it's not a bad idea to just back up one on either side with another one. In other words, go this space away, do another one, do one here, the diameter away from it, and another one, and then make your cut. What happens if you melt one? You get it back. So since you don't have this seizing wire, you would more than likely, if you had the opportunity to seize it, use a cable clamp on either side. And what are we trying to prevent?
Wire from front.
Yeah, particularly, and what you're going to see here is this size wire being as large as it is, without any tension, not even one strand's going to even try to come apart.
Everybody used a torch before at some point. It's a two-stage process. First off is the preheat. You light it. You'll get a flame. You'll adjust the flame to where it won't have a tail. It'll be a good clean burn. You'll apply heat to where you're gonna ideally add some oxygen and blow any of that lube off of there. Burn that. Get rid of that nasty crap. Then you'll put your torch to it, get it to preheat and hit your oxygen, and the oxygen is what does the cut. It's starting to run. I'll hit the oxygen. Starting to separate. More separation. this away, but it could just as easily have folded up and pinched my tip in there, or side to side. Now, if you got this running off the end of the boat and you make the sever completely, it's either going to drag itself away from the weight of that, or if it's made up or stopped or fouled or something, that could come right down and open you right up. At least it'll be hot and it'll cauterize your wound. Yeah, it wouldn't be any fun in any event. But that's all there is to it. But you see how it's at different stages, it started to open up a little bit. Each one of those could be flinging some of that molten stuff at you or your friend. And you should also have someone with a fire extinguisher handy, preferably a deck hose as well, because what are some of the problems that we could have doing this near your winch? Maybe. Pardon me? Very good one.
All the oil is it?
Oil, lube, yes. Another one most people don't think about, clothing. That friends have to jump in the water because by the time they realized they were on fire from frayed, tattered, worn clothing, work gear, the only way to get themselves out was to jump over the rail. Anytime you can cut this way or cut this way, which is going to give you the more stability. The tighter, just shorter, the more you can lock yourself into that. You have the horsepower in you to overcome the locked rotor on this. So if you get bound up and you're properly braced and you've got your arms locked, and you've got that end tight against you, if that binds, you can hold it. Release the trigger. Step away from it. Then see what you got to do to free it. Okay? When you go to cut it, we've already got the guard in a safe place to shoot the sparks away from us. Again, we're combustible. Torn clothing catches fire real easy. Start it. Come into it slowly. Get comfortable with it, but not careless with it. And let gravity do the work. Spend all of your energy holding that bad boy as tight as you can.